Hello and welcome to Informatica Support TV. My name is Raffitik and I will show you today some parts of the Informatica Media Manager version 5.8 which is delivered with PIM8. Today's session will show you the basics about how to build a workflow manager or how to build a workflow, for example. So if you go see here, what is a workflow manager is one of the main questions. The workflow manager offers you the options to build a business process which is used by the customer for image onboarding, for example quality checks, or for the assignment into PIM, or to give the users some feedback. Where are the images, what should be done with the images, and is the quality okay, for example. So today our basic scenario will show you a little bit about a media upload and how you can build a short workflow which is checking a few things, and that is what we show today. So first of all, let's check the administrative module and let's create a demo customer for our short presentation. Here you have to go to the clients. Here we'll see two clients in your case. Here the one I've already created. This is my demo customer. If you say a double click on it, I will use versions and the audit trail to give a little feedback. So you have only give a name and save, and that's it here on this point. Also, if you're talking about processes and also feedback for the customers, we also need some states which can be found here. So I've already created a few states. You will see here, this is I have some numerical line. So it's some kind of timeline you should also have. So it helps you to see on which time your process is. So that one here, it has no default. For example, you can create it on your own. So what is, in the customer scenario, what is best here? So states are very important here. So what else is important? Well, if you're just talking about different users and you're talking about business processes, not every user should see every image. So it's also important, for example, to have some access levels, which can be defined in your medias. Here we have the medias, and we already opened the customer. Here I've created a little structure, you will see here. And if you're talking about access levels, it can be found here, also the demo customer, and you will see here some access levels. Normally it should be numeric and it should be upgoing. So start with the lowest to the highest. The access level numbers you use is just on your own, also the name. So I can also build a individual on the customer's requirement here. So if you're just talking about the demo customer and about the data onboarding, we need also something you can still upload images here by drag and drop. So that's the easiest way, but not the fastest way if you talk about hundreds of images. So what else have I created? I've created a little hot folder. You will see here, this is my hot folder module. Here you go to administrative mode to show you what's you're doing. So minus the hot folders. Just keep an eye on which station you are. That one here is for this station here, 360. Just open it. You will see I will monitor a folder. I will also monitor the size checks. And I've just activated it. So whenever an image is put into the folder, he will just upload it. And upload it in my case into medias. Here I have my customer. I say give it a state, for example, hot folder import. Then we will have an access level which is called image import. And we will have a group, for example, the import folder. So all images should get the state and move into the image folder. So that is very easy on the starting of a very simple upload process. So let's start it here. We just keep it in the background. You will see it will check all takes 10 seconds if there's some new images. But well, you remember just not talking about those things here. We're just talking about the workflow manager itself. So let's bring on the workflow manager here. For the workflow manager itself, you have to go to manage workflows, and also the same as the station. Here we have 360, and maybe you can find some samples on one, but we don't want to use it this time. Also, you can import and export your workflows very easily with these buttons here. And well, let's start to create our first one by creating a new. First of all, we need a name, and we should give a little hint what is called import of images via hot folder. So keep in mind that when a workflow isn't used, please log it. If it's not logged, it can make some trouble, but more about that a little bit later. So let's go to the workflow itself. It's very easy. Every workflow comes with a watch point. The watch points are basically on event based. So we were talking about a new event, so whenever an image is uploaded, or modify event whenever image is modified by a user. And also one special which says been created or modified, so whenever something has happened, you should do it. Please keep in mind, only use one watch point for one event. So don't have more than one new workflow and one modify workflow. If it's needed, there are several options to split your workflow, which is called call workflow, but that will be shown in the part 2 of this video. So for part 1, we're just talking about the event based. You see others here like the cyclic, but they should not be used for a normal process, so for not a daily process. For example, you can use it for some cleanups or whatever, so run it once, for example. But if not, please use the event based. So in my simple scenario, I will use been created or changed. Well, so we'll see whenever something is happened. We will also access it to the demo customers, say save, and we will have a watch point here. So what we want to do is we just say we have an upload. So we do a little check, so a checkpoint here. Whether is the state set, you remember we set hot folder import. So it's just a simple if and else, which asks is it import followed by a hot folder, and if yes, we can run an action to set a state. You can just say so the import is okay. So but first it looks very simple, and I think that's not what the customer normally requires, so we have to do some more checks. So let's go on. Let's do another check. So what we want to know if it's an image or not. So we can also run if it's an image, save. So we want to have this in front of this one here. First of all, if it's an image, and if it's an image, all is fine. So you have all the red dots which says what happens if not. For example, in this case, the state will only be set by the hot folder. So if it's not uploaded by the hot folder, no state is set. So it can be user. So no additional check is needed because it's already checked in by a user. So we trust our users and say import was okay because it was done by our user. Go on. So, and if it's not an image, we didn't want to have it in our list. So we have another state which says, for example, state here, image check failed. So we give feedback that this is not an image. So we have to do it another thing. So we have also talked about access levels. So if all is fine, we will give an access level for the image. So if everything is fine, we have to remember which one we have used in medias. So let's take a look on the access level in medias. Master access levels. You have to remember which one you used. We see if everything is okay, it's 10, and if it's bad, it's 99. So we go back. So In this case, all is fine. We will give the check 10. All is good. And we're using the same again. We just copy the step, insert the step, and change it to 999. Save. So this is a very, very simple workflow. So this is how the basic starts. Now you have seen that there are a lot of checkpoints around. So you can check for image qualities, resolutions, or you can just use complex syntax checks, for example with regex, which checks the file name. So if you need special file names for PIM or whatever, this is checked here. So you see a lot of variables. Also, you can check the dimensions, resolutions, whatever. So you can give a little feedback to the customer if everything is fine, or if it's not fine, you can say, okay, we have special stage. Just say it's not okay, or you can move it to another folder or whatever. So it's a very simple workflow in this case, but you can extend it. So just on the requirement of the customer. So now we want to see if this is working or not. You see it's imported. Let's go in here. Let's give start. So you see it all 10 seconds. It's monitored all 10 seconds. Then let's first of all start with the medias import. We open our medias again. Just close that one here. Manage objects. Go in here. Demo customer. Just want to select a folder. For example, I want to go to the info. You see no images here. Then we open some images. Let's take the desert in this case. Just drop it here. So we see an upload. And a preview. And at the first you see a state, nothing happens. So, but you remember we have a workflow which is running in the background. And you will see here now one image processed. That's what we are expecting. So if you reload it, you will see import is okay. And our image is in the correct folder. So that was a simple upload by drag and drop. So, but in some cases, we just talked about the hot folder. So let's take, for example, those 5 images here. Let's get copy. And let's open our hot folder, which is monitoring. Let's go to in. Let's paste it in. Just go down, down. We just open the hot folder again. And we'll now see here that the upload happens. So if you go back to medias, you should find these images in the folder. You see here, images are in, they are in the correct import folder. Let's open it. Also the correct access level set, the complex data set, but at work means that you're just running the previews in background. So the previews are not already done, but the import is done. But we will see the images, they will come back. So you see, it's very easy to create a simple upload and to create a simple workflow and to check if everything is processed. You see here 6 processes and we have just 6 upload images. So that one here looks very fine. Well, I think I've shown you some of the basics. So let's go back here. And here are some notes for the support TV and also some KBs which helps you by creating, for example, the hot folder, whatever. Or if you have just open questions, you can also write an email to us or check it on Twitter. So just if the video was okay for you, just give us a feedback. Well, thank you for watching my video. I will hear from you. Thank you very much and bye.